Isekai.
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage, Chapter 207, Meeting One Another. Qian smiled. This young lady is the young lady Li Mai who brought the herb out. Shin Miao stared at her. The reason why my Qian was able to be favored for so many years in the inner palace and had Fu Chen in the position of the new crown prince even though there were 72 consorts in the 3 palaces and 6 courtyards, and none of them were easy to deal with, was that Fu Ziyi only favored her alone. She was not someone that an ordinary female could deal with. Those who were more beautiful than her were not as smart as her. Those who were more intelligent than her were not as pretty as her. She knew when to move forward and when to retreat. She was obviously one with schemes but always gave other a feeling of being as one was. She was arrogant but knew her proprieties. Had beauty but knew when to portray her most beautiful side. The concubines in the inner palace would always discuss at the back that if she wanted, all the males under heavens would all surrender to her skirt. Just at this moment when she came in, she wore Shen Miao's clothes, and even though that was a dignified and somewhat conservative clothes, she wore it very lively and natural, making Shen Miao look even more bad. My Qian had a pair of extremely flattering eyes that was like a cat who just woke up from an afternoon nap, having a careless laziness to it. Shen Miao stared at her gaze too much that she could not help but glance at Shen Miao in surprise, but it was not rude. Her surprise was caught by Qian and Ji Yushu, who was standing the closest. Both of them looked at Shen Miao at the same time but was startled when they saw Shen Miao's expression. However, in the next second, Shen Miao lowered her head, and when she lifted her head again, it was an expression of a gentle smile, as if what happened previously was an illusion. She is a neat person, Shen Miao said lightly. Tang Shu could not help but frown. When Shen Miao spoke, she sounded like one from the palace. No, like those official wives looking picky and contemptuous at the concubines that just entered the residence. But Shen Miao was not one who would make unreasonable trouble. She did not even put the matter of Luaner in her heart, so how would she be sensitive and jealous towards a person she met for the first time? Lu Tan signed in her heart. Previously Tang Shu said that the pair of siblings had an outstanding appearance, and she did not think too much when she saw Leek and only felt that he looked pleasing, but after seeing this Li Mai, she then knew what feeling she felt. Lu Tan had always felt that out of all the females she knew, the most outstanding was Shen Miao. Not talking about her feature, Shen Miao had a dignified air from her bones that even females would be envious of. This Li Mai, however, had a completely different atmosphere. If one were to say that Shen Miao was a large peony in bloom, the king of flowers, then this female was a poppy, as there is a strong temptation, devilishly charms and beautiful. Shen Miao said, "Young lady Li is great Liang citizen." Exactly so. Li Mai looked at Shen Miao strangely and smiled. It's just that one just came to Longyi. Young lady Li and gentleman Li are Qian province people. Qian smiled. When they first arrived at Longyi, they saw the notice on the city gates and saved Zi Jingxing's life. Saw the notice when one just arrived? Shen Miao looked at Li Mai with a smile, but not a smile. It that to say that His Highness has good luck, or it is to say that young lady Li has good fortune? This time, everyone in the room heard the subtle hostility from Shen Miao. Li Mai was stunned, and Li took a step forward and bowed towards Shen Miao with a smile. Since His Highness is all right, this lowly one and older sister would take a leave first. One had disturbed the residence for these days and one has offended. This Leek's words were not humble and seemed to have an indignant behavior because of Shen Miao's words. Qian was startled and had no time to question Shen Miao about what was going on when she stopped Leek and Li Mai. What disturbance you are talking about? You have saved Jingxing's life, so how could one say it is offending? Speaking of which, we have not repaid. However, Li Mai smiled. Qian, Previously one had said before that one came here for the first time and it was because of coincidence. One did not think too much. This herbs was to detoxify poison and save lives, and both me and my brother have no use for it. It is useless for one to keep holding on to it, so one would naturally use it to save another. This can be considered as this herb has a fate with His Highness, and nothing more else could be said. The other Furens who were at the hall were clicking their tongue in wonder, as she had a beautiful appearance and a good temper. It was rare to be that generous and not be greedy for power. Seeing that she was a good person, they then looked at Shen Miao, who was unfathomably making things difficult for others. She really did not have the bearing of a Ruai Wang Pei. Li Mai then looked at Shen Miao and said apologetically, "It is just that just now Ping Nua, aka this female commoner, had dirtied one's clothes and thus wore Wang Pei's clothes. May Wang Pei not mind it. This Ping Nui will wash it clean and personally return to Wang Pei. There would not be a trace of it being worn." Shen Miao looked at her fixedly. When Shen Miao saw Mai Furen, that was when she returned from Qian country to Mingqi. She had expected that there numerous concubines, but the only one who bore a son was only Mai Furen. At the beginning she did not believe that a cold personality like Fu Ziyu would favor a female so much, but after seeing her, she could not concede to it. Mai Furen was deeply favored by Fu Ziyu, so from the beginning when she saw Shen Miao, she had never lowered her head. Even if her head was lowered, it was only a perfunctory action that one would not be happy about. Even though Shen Miao was the empress, in the inner palace, Mai Furen would be ranked higher than her, just like Fu Chen would always be more favored than Fu Ming. At this moment, that one who was always lifting her chin lightly and would look at her with ridicule but always had a humble attitude and keep calling herself a Ping Nu and referring her as Wang Pei. The world was so big that one could repeat one's life twice, but the world was also so small that in both lifetimes, one could still meet the enemies of the previous lifetime. Li Mai saw that Shen Miao did not answer and was somewhat awkward. She smiled gently and wanted to pull Li to leave. Ji Furen wanted to persuade, but this was the residence of Prince Ruai and Shen Miao was the matriarch of the residence, so she had no reason to go over Shen Miao and make the decision. "Stop." Shen Miao suddenly spoke. Li and Li Mai was startled. Both of them turned around but saw Shen Miao smiling as gentle as water. "Since one have saved His Highness, one is the benefactor of the residence of Prince Ruai. For these two to leave now, is it to let others say that the residents of Prince Ruai are people who stab others behind and is indifferent towards others? How could one say that the prince residence is indifferent?" Li Mai shook her head and smiled. "This is our intentions. One have to wait till His Highness fully recover before leaving." Shen Miao smiled gently, "Else, the prince residence could not afford to bear matters that are halfway done." The meaning behind the words was that there was still some doubts about the matter. If the story of the herb was false and Zi Jingxing relapsed, where could they find them? Ji Furen and Ji Yushu was somewhat embarrassed. Shen Miao was not an aggressive person. Why was she this aggressive when she faced this pair of siblings? They were the benefactors, so no matter what, one could not use that kind of attitude. Even though there were suspicions in one's heart, there was no need to speak it out. However, Shen Miao knew that these two siblings would not stay behind because of the prince residence thinks, but would definitely stay due to the prince residence's suspicion. Because their life was to leave a good name even though one did something bad. They did not permit to have any dirt on themselves, so how would they let anyone splash dirty water on themselves? Sure enough, as soon as the words were said, Li had a look of indignant. "Don't worry. We will definitely be here to witness His Highness recover." Shen Miao smiled gently. "That is even better. The prince residence does you such a favor that if one do not stay behind, how would we have to repay it?" First was suspicion, then later repaying the favor. This ambiguous attitude made one felt somewhat confused. Li Mai looked at her thoughtfully and Shen Miao noticed her gaze and smiled. "I still have other matters and will not accompanying everyone here." She then said to Ji Furen, "May you help me to look after all the Furens." She looked like she was leaving when she seemed to thought of something and stopped in front of Li Mai and smiled. "This clothes seem to suit you." as if this was made for you. Since it is suitable, then there is no need to take of and return me. Just take it as me gifting it to you. Shan Miao said that the clothes was a gift, but it did not seem to be like gifting clothes but instead bestowing something. Even Tang Zhu, that was usually smooth and slick, was somewhat confused with Shan Miao's strange actions today. It was only when Shan Miao left then he looked towards Lu Tan. Lu Tan stuck out her tongue. Don't ask me, I also do not know. She then turned around and followed along. Ji Furan looked somewhat apologetically towards Li Mai and Leek. Wang Pei has been worried about the prince's condition for these days and most likely is somewhat sensitive. One hope that you will pardon it. One naturally can understand a sincere heart. Li Mai smiled gently. Then let's go inside to chat. Ji Furan smiled. Ji Yushu also looked at Leek and hesitated for a bit before saying, Brother Li, please. When Shan Miao returned to the room, Jings and Gu Yu was happy to see her return and went up. Furan, you have finally returned back. These days these servants were so anxious and feared that something happened to you. After seeing that Shan Miao was in such a poor condition, both of them could not help but be stunned. Jings asked, Furan, what is going on? Did one suffer any grievances? Shan Miao's clothes were very dirty and untidy, that it was surprisingly very ugly. Upon closer look, there seems to be some sense of sorrow and loss, as if one had suffered a huge blow. It was Guyu that was quick-witted and said, Furan, this servant will get some water for you. You can first wash up before drinking some hot porridge. Since His Highness is all right, it is not too late to rest before slowly thinking about the matter. She then pulled Jings to bring hot water over for Shan Miao. After the hot water was brought over, Shan Miao sent them off as she sat in the wooden tub. That water was warm and at the right temperature, but Shan Miao felt as cold as snow. How could my Furan appear in Great Liang? How could one be mistakenly become Zi Jingxing's benefactor? She had endured a lot and did not kill her at first glimpse because this was the residence of Prince Ruai and she could not explain her actions. But no matter how much she endured, her somewhat different appearance fell into others' eyes. She did not know how would others think of her. One feared that these people would be suspicious that she was jealous or something. However, Shan Miao wanted to figure out just how did my Furan come to Great Liang. In the past lifetime, when Shan Miao went to be a hostage in Qian country, my Furan had already entered the palace when she returned. One heard that my Furan was an official's daughter that Fu Ziyuyi had encountered en route on the expedition to the east. However, Fu Ziyuyi had not yet set off an expedition to the east, so naturally he had not encountered my Furan, but my Furan was currently in Great Liang. Could it be that the my Furan of previous lifetime also came to Great Liang? According to this timeline, before my Furan had encountered Fu Ziyuyi, she had already met Zi Jingxing in advance. Then how did that my Furan became Fu Ziyuyi's favored consort? How would she go to Mingqi? Unless this was also Zi Jingxing's intention? Shan Miao could not help but have a cold sweat. Though her in the previous lifetime had not met Zi Jingxing before and did not follow Zi Jingxing to Longyi. Zi Jingxing did not go to the tribute banquet in Mingqi and Shan Miao was Fu Ziyuyi's wife and Zi Jingxing was unconscious in Longyi, like now, and my Furan and younger brother passed by and saved him. After that, they should not be hostile to one another. So if my Furan was Great Liang's people but at the end became Mingqi's emperor's favored consort, could it be that she was also a spy? Just like Zi Jingxing was Great Liang's prince of first rank but was the little marquis of Mingqi's residence of the Marquis of Linen. Could it be that my Furan was a spy that Great Liang sent over? In this case then my Furan do not need to give birth to Fu Chen for Fu Ziyuyi and even gotten Fu Chen the position of the crown prince. Her brows got even tighter. Comparing to that, the thing that she was most fearful of was that if the relationship between the previous life my Furan and Zi Jingxing were of allies, if my Furan was a person that the Great Liang imperial family sent over, no matter how it was, Shan Miao's end was inextricably linked to the imperial family of Great Liang. She could never recover Fu Ming and Wan Yu back, so how would she deal with the relationship between Zi Jingxing and herself? The more she thought, the more was preoccupied that Shen Miao did not know when did the water became cold. It was only when Jings was worried and knocked the doors to call her. Shen Miao then woke up and felt that the water was too cold. She wiped herself dry and put on her clothes before coming out. When she looked over, she first saw Lu Tan. Lu Tan came forward and asked, "Youngest Biao's sister, do you not like that Li Mai?" Shen Miao said, "Why do you say that? You always treated other very politely, but towards this Li Mai, you are very strange, just like how you treated Kang Zai King." Lu Tan thought for a moment, that Kang Zai King at the end was not a good person, so could it be that this Li Mai is also not one? Speaking of which, one feel that compared to Kang Zai King, you seem to dislike this Li Mai even more. Shen Miao used a dry handkerchief to wring her hair and said faintly, "If I say that she is a bad person, would you believe she is really a bad person?" Lu Tan was startled, but it does not look like it. Shen Miao shook her head. No matter what she said, as there was no evidence, everything was of no use. She then said, "You can return." Lu Tan was stunned. "You are not taking a look at my fu?" Shen Miao paused and said, "One is very tired today and want to sleep early." "All right." Lu Tan nodded her head. "These days you have ran around long enough and even got much thinner. It is better that one rest well now. I will not disturb you any longer." After thinking, she then said, "If you think that there is something wrong with that Li Mai, you can talk to me. In this great Liang, only both of us have the same blood in our bones." After Lu Tan left, Shen Miao's expression got cold as she said to Jings, "Call Mo King over for me." She rarely used such a serious tone, and especially today, there was a faint murderous aura. It made Jings and Guyu dared not ask an additional question and left to search without a second word. Mo King quickly walked over. Shen Miao instructed others to close the doors, and when there was no one around, she asked Mo King, "Where is that pair of siblings staying in the residence?" Mo King had thought that Shen Miao had something to instruct him and thus was slightly startled with the question. "Staying at an empty house in a faraway courtyard." "Go kill them for me," Shen Miao said. Mo King was dumbfounded. Ever since following Shen Miao, Mo King had always seen Shen Miao's situation, and it was not too much to describe it as abyss of suffering. There would often be people scheming and arrows shooting from all round, but in such a situation, Shen Miao had never suffered a loss. All the things that she had instructed Mo King to do was all paying an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, but today it was the first time that she directly said, "Go and kill them for me." Mo King looked at Shen Miao and hesitated for quite a while before finally asking, "Furen, I have animosity with them that one cannot live under the same sky with a deep-seated hatred. There would be endless trouble if these two persons are got rid of. Go and kill them for me," she said. Mo King had not answered when one suddenly heard a voice outside the window. "This is not a good plan." Both of them looked up and saw that in Jing's rush, she did not close the window, and coincidentally, because of the dark skies, one did not know that there was an individual standing there. It was Pei Lang. Shen Miao indicated for him to enter, and as Pei Lang walked in, he took a look at Mo King before shaking his head at Shen Miao. "It is not a good plan to kill another hastily." Shen Miao stared at him coldly. My Furen's appearance reminded her of all the dark days that she went through, and thus she did not look well upon Pei Lang. Pei Lang inexplicably touched his nose and coughed twice, but he still sighed. "That pair of siblings is currently staying the prince residence, so if one were to kill them now, be it by reason or by relations, it would not be unrelated to the prince residence. If such a big prince residence with countless of guards are unable to protect a pair of siblings, then how would others believe it? They would only say that it is the people in the prince residence that did it. Secondly, you have done too much today, and you most probably do not know that the rumors outside is that you are jealous of Li Mai's beauty and purpose made things difficult for her. Previously I do not know why you were as such, but now heard that you have animosity with the siblings and understood. Since you have animosity with them, One should not show it out, as once it is seen by others, you will be the first person to be suspected if something happens to this pair of siblings. Thirdly, you instructed Mo King to kill them for you. This meant that you did not trust others, and that includes Prince Rui's subordinates. But is Mo King really an opponent with the other guards in this residence? Even if Mo King's martial arts skills are very high, 2 hands would not be able to beat 4 arms. Once he is caught, Prince Rui would definitely question you, and since you let Mo King take action and not inform Prince Rui, there must be a reason that could not be told to others. Upon being discovered, your secret could no longer be hidden. Thus this is not a good plan. Pei Lang said everything out in one breath. Shin Miao stared at him for a while and suddenly smiled as she said, "Gentleman Pei, why are you forever this rational?" Not waiting for Pei Lang to speak, she smiled coldly. "Yes, if you are not rational and not above worldly matters, how would one be above others?" Pei Lang, somewhat unable to understand her words, but heard Shen Miao continuing, "You are not wrong, since it is as such, I cannot kill them in the prince residence. Moreover, by letting them die so plainly and straightforwardly, it would be letting them off too lightly." Mo King did not speak, and Shen Miao said to him, "Go out. First go and investigate for me. I want to know every detail of this pair of siblings. No matter is too small." Mo King complied and left. Shin Miao took a deep breath. With one enemy in front but one could not take action at this moment, it was like her heart and lunch were so uncomfortable that she wanted to vent it out onto others. After Mo King left, Pei Lang looked at Shen Miao, and after thinking for a while, he asked, "You are deeply resentful towards this pair of siblings?" Shin Miao sneered, "Where does these words stem from? One had not seen you wanting another's life that straightforwardly." He looked at Shen Miao somewhat inquiringly. "This meant that you have some restraining fear and vigilance towards them. Is this pair of siblings very powerful?" Shen Miao's heart jumped, and when she looked at Pei Lang in front, there was a burst of anger in her heart. Why does Gentleman Pei always see another's heart clearly? Then do you know what kind of deep animosity I have with them? Are you willing to tell me? They owe me 2 lives that I cannot get back." Shin Miao said, "It is not enough to compensate even if they are killed 10,000 times." Pei Lang was shocked by the ferociousness in Shen Miao's eyes, and he said, "I can help you." Shin Miao stared at him. "On what basis should I trust you?" These words made Pei Lang somewhat surprised. Previously he had clearly felt that Shen Miao's attitude towards him had eased, and she became open about some matters, and one felt that the relationship between both of them was not as tense as before. However, the current Shen Miao was like hedgehog that has extended all their thorns. The attitude towards him had returned like in the past, and in fact was even more alienating than before. It was as if they were enemies. Pei Lang knew that this was definitely related to that pair of siblings. He thought about it before asking again. "One heard that that pair of siblings are Great Liang people, and previously you have never been to Great Liang and had never seen both of them before. So how would one form such a deep hatred with them?" "Gentleman Pei." Shin Miao interrupted his words. "Things that can be told to you, I have all said clearly. What kind of attitude I have towards this pair of siblings, you are also very clear about it. I do not expect Gentleman Pei to strategize for me on it, but hope that Gentleman Pei do not intervene and even tell this matter to others." Suddenly and difficult to explain anger burst in Pei Lang's heart. He also was arrogant and was willing to spend the rest of his life like while stock or floating clouds, but was involved in matters of the court by Shen Miao, who was using Liu Ying and became Fu Ziyuyi's people before inexplicably became a spy and had to escape to another country. He also had the urge to turn around and leave when a sincere heart was gritted as an ill-conceived speculation. Seeing Shen Miao's indifference and cold eyes, he could not feel angry. It was like upon seeing her, one would feel some inexplicable guilt. He paused and said, "You do not trust me?" Shin Miao coldly replied, "I do not believe in anyone." After Pei Lang left, Shen Miao sat back at the front of the table and used all the strength, but she felt very weak. Li Mian Li stayed in the residence of Prince Rui with which an identity. She could not kill them but could only trap them in this prince residence. Her deep-seated hatred must be avenged, else she would not be worthy for being the mother of her 2 children. Just as she was thinking, Jings pushed open the doors and said to Shen Miao, "Furen, His Highness just woke up and wants to see Furen." Shen Miao was startled and a complex expression appeared on her face before she spoke. "I understand, the imperial family of Great Liang, Zi Jingxing, my Furen and his younger brother." Shen Miao had guessed all possible relationship between all of them, and the more one think, the scarier she felt. If all those scary possibilities became facts, Shen Miao did not know what kind of reaction she should do. My Furen's presence had disturbed her plans and mood that she could not even face Zi Jingxing. She feared that others would be able to see the resentment in her heart and feared that Zi Jingxing would verify the scary thoughts in her heart. There was a strong scent of medication that slowly came out from the sleeping chambers, and the servants coming and going were busy with matters on hand. Zi Jingxing had woken up, and there are more areas that one had to pay attention to, and his condition had to be maintained well. Zhao Yang walked out carrying his medical box, and when he saw Shen Miao, he was stunned. He just woke up, and in the morning when he woke up once, he asked about you. His wounds are not healed, so given to him. Shen Miao complied and pushed the doors to enter. Zi Jingxing was only wearing his middle clothes and had a coat covering him as he leaned against the bed to read. One did not know if it was due to the injuries or not. These days he looked slimmer and his figure was more distinct. When he was quiet, he looked like some family's noble gentleman that was reading elegantly. One could not see any traces that he had walked along the lines of life and death during the past few days. Shen Miao wanted to go in, but as her feet took the first step, she was somewhat hesitant, as if with this step, she would be facing a problem she dared not face. She feared the answer and instinctively wanted to escape from it. However, in life, one could not escape problems forever. Zi Jingxing did not lift his eyes as he said lightly, "Since one is here, why not come in?" Shen Miao paused and clenched her fist before entering slowly. She only sat down when she was nearer to the bed and said, "Are you better?" One heard from Tang Shu that you are already awake and thought that you needed to rest. Thus one did not interrupt. Most likely Zi Jingxing was not fully recovered as his throat was still hoarse. He suddenly smiled and one did not know what tone was it when he said, "This is interesting." Shen Miao looked towards him, but his gaze was still on the book and his voice was somewhat cold. "You do not dare to look at me? How could it be?" Shen Miao smiled gently. "Is one confused due to the illness?" Zi Jingxing also smiled gently, but the smile did not reach to his eyes. He closed the book with a smack and threw the book to a side before turning his head over. He looked at Shen Miao for the first time since she entered. His gaze was sharp and there was some faint anger in them as he asked, "Shen Miao, is it that if I did not instruct people to call you, you will not come over at all?"